Welcome to Puppetized Children's Church. Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh, I don't know where Garrett is. Chitter, chitter, chitter. But Anna's here, so that's fine. Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh, do we have a new friend today? What's your name?
I'm Sugar.
You're Sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the kids are over there, and I'll bet they'll be glad to meet you. Are you wanting to help today with the song and the story and everything?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry, they can't say hi back, but they can hear you. I know. Yeah. Chitter, chitter. Well, did anybody have anything happen this week? Chitter, 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 chitter. Uh-oh. What happened, Chitter? Chitter, chitter, chitter. You got in trouble. What'd you do? Chitter, 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 chitter. You didn't clean your room when you said you would? Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh, and you didn't get your homework done either. What were you doing? Chitter, chitter, chitter. Playing with your ball. Yeah, Chitter likes to play, doesn't he? Well, that's a good thing to do most of the time, but not when you have other things you're supposed to be doing. Chitter, 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 chitter. So then you got in trouble? Chitter. Well, you got in trouble for doing something you weren't supposed to do, but in our story today, somebody's going to get in trouble for doing something good, something they were supposed to do. Chitter, 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 chitter. Sometimes people get in trouble for doing good things, like Jesus did sometimes. Chitter, chitter. Yeah, not usually. Usually when you do the right thing, you don't get in trouble. Yeah, but sometimes when you do the right thing, you do get in trouble. Chitter, chitter. It'll make more sense once we have this story. Porky, and that's what our memory verse is about too. Can you tell us our memory verse?
Work, 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 work.
Wow, that was really long. Isaac, can you interpret?
Porky said, "Blessed are those who suffer for doing what is right. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them." Matthew 5:10.
Chitter, chitter. Yeah, it is kind of long.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jesus said that. Blessed are those who suffer for doing what is right. So if you do a good thing and you get in trouble over it, that's okay. You'll be blessed by God. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them. And that's something I want. Do you want the kingdom of heaven, Sugar?
Oh, yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, I think that's where we want to be. So blessed are those who suffer for doing what is right. Chitter, chitter. Yeah, that is not a verse we read very often, but it fits with our lesson today. It does. All right, let's say it all together, including Sugar, because the kids will be able to understand her.
Yeah.
Blessed are those who suffer for doing what is right. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Matthew 5:10.
It's so silly.
It's silly?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you think you'll get to be silly in the kingdom of heaven?
Yeah.
I think God has a sense of humor, so yeah, you probably can. Sugar, would you like to choose the song for today? Do you have a favorite song?
Blue skies and rainbows.
Oh, Blue Skies and Rainbows. I am not entirely surprised. Okay. Well, let me try to sing it high enough so that it works well for you.
Okay.
Blue skies and rainbows and sunbeams from heaven are what I can see when my Lord is living in me. I know that Jesus is well alive today. He makes his home in my heart. Nevermore will I be all alone, since he promised me that we never would part. Tall mountains, green valleys, the beauty that surrounds me all makes me aware of the one who made it all. I know that Jesus is well alive today. He makes his home in my heart. Nevermore will I be all alone, since he promised me that we never would part. Green grass and flowers are blooming for winter for that song. It only has spring verses.
Yeah.
All right. Last week we had the story of Paul and what he did on his first journey to go start churches. And our story this week is from his second journey. Well, the first time he went with somebody named Barnabas, but Paul and Barnabas kind of had a disagreement. But rather than fight about it, they decided they would both go start new churches in different places. So this time Paul took somebody named Silas with him. So we have Paul and we have Silas. And they went to Philippi, which was a pretty big city, and stayed there for several days. Now, when it was the Sabbath, when it was on Saturday, they went down to the river to see if they could find some Jews who were worshiping God so they could tell them about Jesus. So they went down to there to a place of prayer where they were worshiping God, and they started to speak to some women who had gathered there. Now, one of the women, her name was Lydia. Oh, are you Lydia today, sugar? Yeah. And Lydia, she sold purple cloth, which was a big deal because purple cloth was expensive and you could only wear it if you were rich. So that was her job, was she made and sold purple cloth. Now, she already believed in God, but she listened to Paul and she believed in Jesus too, and she became a Christian and was baptized, and she even invited Paul and Silas to stay at her house while they were in Philippi, and she kept asking them to, so they did. They went and stayed at her house. You're very nice, Lydia. That was very nice of you to invite them. But it was also very nice of them to teach you about Jesus. So, yeah. Okay. Well, one day when they were going down to go teach about God, they met a slave girl. A slave girl. You know what? She had a spirit in her and she could tell people what was going to happen. Yes, she could tell people what was going to happen, and she earned lots of money for her owners by doing that. Well, she kept following Paul and his friends around, because it wasn't just Paul and Silas. There were some other people with them. And she shouted, "Kaylee, Kaylee, Kaylee! These men serve the Most High God. They're telling you how to be saved." Chitter, chitter. That was true. But you know what? She kept this up for many days. She followed them around and she kept shouting and shouting and shouting. And it probably made it really hard for them to teach other people about Jesus. And finally, Paul got annoyed with her. And so he turned around to her and he said, "Squawk, squawk, Daddy!" He said to the spirit, he said, "In the name of Jesus, I command you to come out of her." And the spirit left that slave girl. Well, chitter, chitter, chitter. Yeah, she can't tell what's going to happen anymore. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Yeah, she can't. But you know what? But Kaylee's free now. The slave girl is free. She doesn't have to do what that spirit makes her do. So are you happy about this, Kaylee? Kaylee! Yeah, you don't have to do what that spirit made you do anymore. You're free. That was a good thing they did. But you know what? Do you remember she earned a lot of money for her owners? Kaylee! Oh, her owners were not happy. Owners, do we have some owners? Chatty. Oh, they're the owners. The owners were not happy about this because they couldn't make money anymore. So they grabbed Paul and Silas and dragged them to the authorities, to the judge. Oh, who's the judge today? We have a lot of puppets in our story today. Where's our judge? Oh, slave girl? Yeah, slave girl, you can go home to your family now. Yeah, you can. Go. Oh, are you the judge, Garrett? Oh, well, these owners, they have brought Paul and Silas to you, and they say, the owner said, chatter. These men are Jews, and they're causing trouble. Paul, are you causing trouble? Squawk. No, you're not causing trouble. You were helping this girl. They're making trouble. They're saying we should do stuff that's against the law. They're telling us to break the law. Paul, are you telling them to break the law? Squawk. Oh, my. Well, Judge, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe this stranger you don't know or this rich owner that you do know? Yeah, I think probably so. So the judges ordered that Paul and Silas be whipped and thrown in jail. Wow. Yeah, Paul, you're gonna get thrown in jail. Where are your chains, Paul? Okay, owners, you can go home. You're happy now. They got punished. Well, except you still don't get to make money, so maybe you're not happy. I don't know. Here, yeah, toss them over and I'll help out with that. Whee! They got thrown in jail. Okay, all right, Judge, you can go home for the night, but the jailer needs to be busy now because the jailer was told to guard them very carefully. And when he heard that, he put them deep inside the prison in the inside spot. Oh, where's our jailer? Oh yeah, you put them in the inside spot because you didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah, you want to make sure they stay in that jail. And he chained up their feet so they could not get away. Or tied them up somehow.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, and then he went to go get dinner. But they were stuck in jail, and they've been whipped, and they got in all this trouble, and they didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, did you guys?
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, you don't know if they did wrong or not, Beeve. You just know that you were told to watch them carefully, so maybe they did. Maybe they're dangerous.
Beep.
They might be dangerous.
Beep.
Well, around midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing songs to God. Chitter, chitter, chitter. They were praying and singing songs to thank God because they knew God was still taking care of them even if they were in prison. They knew they'd done the right thing even though they'd gotten in trouble. And the other prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a huge earthquake that shook the prison. And all the chains came loose and the doors flew open. Whoa, huge earthquake. Who said that earthquake? Chitter! Yeah, I think God said that earthquake. The jailer woke up and he saw that the doors were open and he thought the prisoners had escaped and he was very upset. But Paul shouted,
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
"We're all here!" The jailer went and he got some lights and he rushed in. He was very scared because if his prisoners had gotten away, he would be in really big trouble. And he fell down in front of Paul and Silas and he said,
Beep, beep, beep.
"What must I do to be saved?" He knows they're good people because they didn't run away, and he knows God helped them by seeing that earthquake, and he wants to know what they know. Well, they said,
Bork, 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 bork. Squawk.
"Believe in Jesus, then you and everyone else in your house will be saved." So the jailer took Paul and Silas out of the jail, and he took them inside, and they washed off their wounds from where they were whipped, and right away, he and Al, with his whole family and everybody else who lived in his house, were baptized. And they gave them food. And they were all very happy and excited because they believed in God now. Early in the morning, the judges sent some officers to the jail.
What?
And the officers said, "Officers, what did they say?" Oh, okay. "Let these men go." So the jailer said, "Sure. Yeah, they're having to work. Those puppets are having to work really hard to remember whose turn it is." Jailer, you say something.
Beep.
Yeah, the jailer said,
Beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep.
"The judges have said to set you guys free, so you can leave now. Go in peace." But Paul told the officers,
Squawk, beep, squawk. Squawk, squawk. Squawk.
You beat us in public, and we weren't even given a trial. The judge didn't even ask us what we done. And, they were Roman citizens, which meant they were not allowed to throw them in prison and beat them without a trial. And he said, "Are you just trying to get rid of us?" No, you need to come tell us you're sorry. Whoa, the officers went back to the judge. And when the judges heard that Paul and Silas were Roman citizens, they were scared because they could get in trouble for not listening to them and throwing them in jail.
Gog, 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 gog.
So they came and said they were sorry.
Gog, 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 gog.
And they let Paul and Silas out of prison.
Gog,
And they asked them to leave the city.
gog, 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 gog.
Well, after Paul and Silas came out of prison, they went to Lydia's house, where they had been staying, and met with the other Christians, and they told them to be brave. And I'll bet those other Christians listened because Paul and Silas had been brave. They set a good example. Yeah. Oh, are you going to become a Christian too, slave girl? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And then they left that city and went to another place to start a new church. So Paul and Silas had done the right thing, but they had gotten in trouble. But they knew God was still taking care of them. And in the end, God set them free. And I think that the Christians around there probably told that story for a long time, and it did help make them brave. All right. Does anybody have a...
Hey, I have a question. Don't skip me. I have a question.
You have a question, Sugar?
Yeah.
Oh.
They got in trouble for doing what was right.
Wait, what?
They got in trouble for doing what was right.
They did get in trouble for doing what was right.
But then, do people still get in trouble for doing what's right?
Oh, you want to know if people still get in trouble for doing what's right sometimes. Oh, okay. Chitter, chitter. Chitter wants to know if you want to ask Kevin.
Oh, yes, please, who's Kevin?
You need to go meet Kevin. He's a good person to ask questions for. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll go find Kevin. I'm not sure where he is right now. And we'll go ask him that question.
Okay, bye. Bye! Hi.
Oh, hey Sugar. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi kids. Hey, everybody.
Hi. So, a nice story today. Paul got in trouble for doing something good. Do people still get in trouble for doing good things?
Oh, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes people get in trouble for doing good things. They shouldn't, right? But sometimes it happens. Like sometimes when I'm just driving down the road going the speed limit, doing what the law says to do, sometimes people don't like that because they want to go faster and then they're stuck behind me. And so then sometimes they'll honk or they'll drive too close to my car and it's dangerous. Yeah, so sometimes that happens. Yeah, but sometimes it's more serious than that too, Sugar. Like, I know a friend, a kid who was in school, and he saw some of his friends using some drugs, like they weren't supposed to. And so he told the teacher, because it was against the rules for them to do that, and it was going to hurt them too. So he told the teacher, and the teacher found out, and they took care of it. But then those kids found out that my friend told them, or told the teacher about them, and then they were mad, and they were so mad that my friend had to go to a different school, just to be safe. Yeah. So sometimes people do suffer for doing the right thing, but we should still do the right thing. The book of 1 Peter says that if we suffer for doing right, we are blessed because God says that's good. We did the right thing, even though we suffered. Jesus suffered because he did the right thing too. Yeah, he suffered on the cross. But he still did the right thing. He was very courageous. It takes a lot of courage to do the right thing when you might suffer for it. But God is pleased. God is pleased when we do the right thing. Yep, even if it's kind of scary to us. Yep.
Chitter, chitter! We came up with a verse for winter. Icicles and snowflakes all sparkling in winter. God made the world wonderful all year long. I know that Jesus is well and alive today. He makes his home in my heart. Nevermore will I be all alone since he promised me that we never would part.
Hey, you have good taste in clothing, I see.
Thank you.
Could you help me pick out what I should wear on Sunday? Let's just look at my clothes here. Yeah, what do you think? I was trying to figure out long sleeve, short sleeve, dark color, light color, Seahawk shirt. Hard to decide.
White?
White? Yeah. Here, let's come. Oh, you can play hide and seek in here too. Watch this. Ah, you can't see me.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's the end.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Ah!
Hey!
Puppet hugs.
It's not
Puppet
nice.
hug. Puppet hug. Ah, hey. I'm suffering for doing the right thing.
I'm not doing the right thing. You're touching me.
I'm trying to give you a hug.
I don't
Hugs
want
are
a
good.
hug.
Hugs are good though.
No.